Hey, it's Andrew Huang. I picked up this spring reverb recently and I've made a couple really fun discoveries with it. Let's talk about it. So this is the Erika Synth Black Spring Reverb. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just having fun. What this does is take an audio input and send it to the springs. I am an audio signal, wee! The audio vibrates the springs and then that signal is picked up and sent back to the module. Ha 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 ha! I am a new audio signal. I love to go down these cables. And then you're able to blend between the original signal and the vibrating springs signal. I'm gonna send this little beat from the Moog DFAM through there so you can hear what this spring reverb sounds like. One cool thing about the Erika Spring Reverb is that it has feedback, so you can send the spring signal back into the module and have a little bit of it go back into the spring. So cycling around, it can turn into some cool self-oscillation, but then they also let you put one of 7 effects in the feedback path. So it goes to the spring, comes back, gets changed, distorted a little bit or whatever it is, and then sent back to the spring. Some really interesting effects can come out of that. We don't even need to run sound into it. We can just play the feedback and get these ghostly tones. Playing the feedback, though, is just a side discovery compared to the 2 main things that I wanted to show you about using the spring reverb as a drum. So the first thing is just hitting the springs, just playing the springs. And I've seen people do this before, but until I got hands-on with it, I didn't realize just how expressive and dynamic it could be. You gotta really dial it in. If you just... that might have its uses too, but there are some really beautiful drum-type sounds that you can get from hitting it. Scraping them can be really fun. Or even just getting them to vibrate in other ways, So yeah, really fun, love it. I don't know if there's anything that quite sounds like this. It kind of gives me timpani vibes, but it's really its own thing. It's got a very unique flavor that I love. This next thing I want to show you is the discovery that just really got me so pumped, and also I think it's the kind of thing that you could do with other reverbs, like just on your computer too. We'll try that out after this. Let's show you this. So here's a very basic patch where we are going to actually turn the reverberating sound into a drum. Not necessarily the hits, although they'll be in there too, but just the ringing. So I've got the spring reverb out going into this natural gate, which is being triggered in this rhythm that you can see with the LED lighting up in this cable from Metron. And the natural gate is all the way open. So if I just hit the springs right now, you'll just hear them ring like normal. But as I close this, you'll start to hear what this natural gate envelope is doing, basically bringing the sound in and out. And now I'm playing with the decay time of the envelope. Let's get some feedback in there. I haven't even hit the springs in a while here. I'm just playing the feedback through the envelope. There's kind of a woody tone, clave-ish. So I had kind of a brain explosion moment when I discovered that because, with a relatively simple setup, you're able to so quickly dial in a huge range of really wonderful sounding drum tones, really useful sounds where I'll definitely be chopping out samples to be used in all kinds of different projects. And I think what is kind of extra exciting about it to me is that I have been using reverbs for my whole production journey, 20 years. I've been automating volumes even on reverbs, but until this little journey with spring reverbs and being on the modular and the way that that kind of opens up, you're thinking, I would never have thought to turn the sound of a reverb into a percussive instrument. So I haven't tried this yet, but I want to bring that idea to the computer, see if we can do the exact same thing with just a stock reverb, sending whatever we want through it, and then kind of chopping the tails into these drum sounds. Actually, one other idea first. I want to put the chopped up reverb that we have here into another reverb, just to see what it's like giving these drum hits more of a sense of space. That's super cool. I don't know if you're getting as excited about this as I am, but these just feel like such dynamic sounds, really cinematic. Having the reverb on there, I think really showcases how they could be used. They're really giving me those timpani, taiko drum type vibes. I love this. But yeah, why don't we just take this reverb, we'll make it 100% wet. I'll put some random stuff in the timeline feeding it, and then we'll cut that audio up and see what it sounds like. Random sounds from my sample packs available on Splice and on my website. Promo, promo, promo. We'll just spread these out a bunch. So just a few random drum hits. Here's what they sound like dry. Here are a few of them with the reverb. And now we'll automate the volume of that whole track, so really just sculpting these reverb tails into hopefully some cool sounding drums. I think the fastest way to do this is actually to just throw Shaper Box on there. Oh, you know what we need is OTT after this reverb to really squash it and have a little bit more of a consistent level before we chop. So I think there's definitely something there. I mean, you could really fine tune the drawing of this volume automation, get it sounding more percussive, less percussive. Maybe, you can make swells out of your reverb. That could be really fun. And just as a reminder, here again is the original source material we were working with for that. Just tiny dry sounds that with the smallest amount of work, you can completely transform into something else that's very useful, very musical. My online music production course is open for signups again. If you don't know about it, it's 14 hours of video content, super in-depth of everything that I do to create a song from start to finish, coming up with an idea all the way through to mixing and mastering and every step along the way. More info at monthly.com/Andrew. Link is in the description. If you want to just find out more about it, there's plenty of info at that page, and there you can also put your email in if you want to sign up to be notified when the next one's running, if now is not a good time for you. Yeah, hope you'll check it out. I really put so much into it to just be able to share my knowledge in a way that works much better than these fast and fun YouTube videos. But yeah, in any case, that's it from me today. I'll see you in the next one. I love to go down these cables. I hope that's funny. I'm just, yeah.